So in this video, I wanted to take a quick look at the Paper Mate Inkjoy 100 ST ballpoint pen. I bought these in an 18 pack, cost about $6 or $7. And this is sort of the standard ballpoint pen from Paper Mate. It's, like I said, the 100 series. This is the ST model. It's the capped model, the stick. I think that's the industry parlance for it. It's also an RT, which is the retractable. And these are sort of a bulk office pen available in, I believe, 10 different colors and 3 different sizes. This one is the 1.0 millimeter, also available in a 0.5 and a 0.7. This 18 pack came with black, red, magenta, purple, blue, turquoise, green, lime, and orange. The more popular colors like black, you get more of them. 5 of them in that case, 2 blue, 2 magenta, 2 purple, and I'll link to it below. It's a full plastic pen with a plastic cap. No buttons or anything like that. It's not refillable. It's just a very simple pen. It has an interesting triangular shape. I would say that is the defining characteristic of it. So it's not quite a standard stick. It is a rounded triangle. So you could just probably, this would zoom, this is focus, you could make it out there. And which is nice because it won't roll on the table. It will wobble, but it won't roll. The tip, again, this is the 1.0 millimeter. And it has a sort of a modified tip where it stops right here, it goes blunt, and then it goes not to a needle point, but the pen does extend a little bit, which I think works fine, but it makes it look rather ugly. If you were to look at a Bic Cristal, you could see that that little cone extends to the end, which I think aesthetically is a little bit nicer, but functionally there's really no difference between the two. I guess this one, the Paper Mate, is probably a little less strong, but I doubt you're ever gonna break or bend this unless you're just abusing the pen anyway. So functionally, no real difference there. Similar to the Bic, it's a clear plastic, pretty sturdy, like surprisingly sturdy. Yeah, I was really torquing it. So that's really good. These things last forever. There's just a ton of ink, and it's a ballpoint ink, so it just writes, just goes on and on. Plastic cap. I will say one of my biggest complaints of this pen is that the plastic cap, it doesn't really go on. Like, it just sort of like keeps going. There's no clear point where it clicks on. It's just like it presses on, and then it keeps going, and it gets harder and harder to push on. And there's always a little bit more you can go. At this point, it's actually on sort of uncomfortably. So if you push it on too hard, it'll be hard to get off. And sometimes, like, your pens will be different lengths because you'll have pushed some on too hard and some not on hard enough. It's like a obviously super minor quibble, but it is a little bit annoying. Again, but for 18 of them for $7, it's hard to complain. As for the ink in this 1.0 millimeter especially, Paper Mate calls this their super smooth ink. I mean, they call it super smooth in all the sizes, but the 1.0 is really supposed to be the ultra smooth. And it's funny that, I'll just point out, they call this the medium, but as far as I could tell, there's no larger size in this. They don't have, at least from what I've seen, a 1.2, 1.4, or even a 1.6 millimeter, which would be the bold or the broad size in the way Bic does it. So after 1.0, that seems like it's it. I don't have all the colors handy. I've had these pens for a number of months now, so they've scattered to the winds, but I do want to do a quick writing sample with these. Again, this is the blue Paper Mate. So this is the Paper Mate, and the line is the Inkjoy 1.0. It is actually surprisingly smooth. As far as 1.0 millimeter ballpoints go, I think this one is pretty good. I'll do a quick comparison of the Bic, and I'll do another video on the two. And this is the This is called the Cristal 1.0 millimeter. So again, I'll do a more robust video on a comparison of the two, but here you go. Here's the Inkjoy. The green is a little bit disappointing. It's sort of pale. And I found that some of the other colors are better, like the purples are fine, and the teal or turquoise, whatever it is, they're fine, and the red's not bad, but some of them are just really pale, and I don't like them. The green is probably the worst of the bunch. The black is fine. I like that one. It feels a little draggy sometimes, but the blue is definitely my favorite, which is standard because I tend to write in blue. 1.0 millimeter. It's pretty broad for 1.0, but you know, pretty much not too far off from what I would expect. And then there you have the Bic for comparison, not quite as bold as the Paper Mate. The last thing I wanted to point out is if you're looking for an upgrade to the Paper Mate and you like the triangular shape and you want a ballpoint, it's worth checking out this Schneider. This is called the Slider Edge XB. This is a 1.4 millimeter, also triangular, also a stick. This one does not have a clip, which is a little bit annoying, but this is like an upgraded version of this Paper Mate. It's obviously, I think, a lot more expensive, but not like break the bank expensive. This is still a company that makes like industrial scale pens, but I like these ones a lot, and we'll do a final comparison. This is the Schneider, I'll just call it the XB Slider Edge. And now you're moving over to something that's still a ballpoint. I believe it's technically a ballpoint. I don't know if it's like a classic ballpoint the way the Paper Mate is, but in my mind it's a ballpoint. Rubberized, and it's a lot more comfortable to hold. So definitely keep that one in mind. And there you have all three: Paper Mate, Bic, Schneider. Technically it's sort of cheating, which the Schneider is a lot larger, but there you have it. And that is my quick review of the Paper Mate Inkjoy 1.0 millimeter 100 ST. Actually a pretty nice ballpoint. Probably not the one I would go with. I tend to go with the wider Bics in this price range, especially the 1.6, but I do like this pen, and in the blue I like it more than the Bic, generally speaking. But check back for a deeper review of that. Thanks for watching.